Chief Medical Officer's log, Dr. Alex Hendricks reciting, "As planned, the Defiant's upgraded computer by Shintara has awakened me from my coma-induced sleep and released me from my restraints. But not before the computer made sure that I was no longer under the effects of the rift. That was an experience I wish not to repeat. I lost complete control of all my faculties, and when I saw Lieutenant Coleman, the only thing I wanted to do was to kill him with my bare hands. Anyway, as I hoped, there were no ill effects from the neural inhibitor. I'm now starting to bring the rest of my medical staff out of their slumber so they can assist me in reviving the rest of the Defiant crew, starting with Captain Preston and First Officer Commander Lepole, followed by Chief Engineer Lieutenant Commander Shintara and her engineering staff. Here's hoping that all goes well."
Captain's log. Thanks to Dr. Hendricks and his excellent staff, 60% of the crew have been revived in a short amount of time, with the remaining 40% of the crew have yet to be awakened. In the meantime, myself and the senior staff are heading up to the bridge, and we shall see where the rift has placed us. Everyone to your stations. Miss Shintara, begin the power-up sequence.
Aye, Captain. Beginning startup sequence. All systems powered up, and we are green across the board.
Very good, Miss Shintara. Mr. Ferrell, activate view screen. Let's see where we are.
Aye, Captain.
The galactic barrier.
Well, at least it didn't place us inside the barrier.
Commander, I need confirmation on my readings. I've checked navigation, and I'm sure that this can't be right.
Stand by. Confirmed. Your readings are correct, Lieutenant. We are on the other side of the galactic barrier.
Mr. Ferrell, aft view.
Nothing but empty space, not even a single star.
But not only that, the anomaly has displaced us back in time.
How far back in time are we talking about?
We are now in the 21st century.
Captain's log. We have safely emerged from the rift only to find ourselves on the other side of the great barrier that encircles our galaxy. But not only that, the anomaly has thrown us 200 years back in time.
I double-checked my readings, Captain. The rift contained both neutrino particles, which is consistent with wormholes and anomalies such as the one we were trapped in, but I also detected chronoton particles, which could explain us being displaced out of time.
And even if we were still in our century, traveling through the barrier is out of the question. We'll only end up frying the Defiant systems and killing a good portion of our crew.
Or for them becoming the next Gary Mitchell, and the last thing the galaxy needs is a Federation vessel full of powerful Espas with a god complex.
Do we have any options open to us, Commander?
The closest system is the Pegasus galaxy, but at maximum warp. It would take us thousands of years before we can even reach the outskirts.
Captain, I'm picking up a standard Starfleet signal beacon.
What? Through the barrier? And here in the 21st century? That's not possible, isn't it?
No, sir, it's not. The signal is coming in the opposite direction, towards the Pegasus galaxy.
Navigation. Lock in that signal. How far are we from the source?
At Warp 5, we will arrive in 2 days.
We get pulled out of our galaxy, displaced 200 years back in time, and now we've picked up a Starfleet signal?
Which should be impossible, Captain, but here we are.
The plot thickens.
We could get Eve to check if the signal is indeed the real deal.
Who is Eve?
I do believe she's talking about little old me.
Fascinating.
Indeed. I am Shintara's little project that ensured that y'all passed through the rift safely. Pleased to meet y'all.
Eve? Is that really you?
Well, of course it's me, darling. Who was you expecting? Amelia Earhart?
Judging by the look on your face, Miss Shintara, I would guess that Eve was not meant to act in such a manner.
No, Captain. Eve, did you by any chance make any changes to your program?
Changes were made, but not by me. My programming wouldn't allow it.
Then who made the changes?
Well, that would be you. My logs show that you accessed my program 5 hours ago.
5 hours ago? How is that possible? We were all still in a coma at that time.
I don't know how, but Eve is right. According to these data logs, my security code was used to gain access to her programming. I've checked Eve's algorithms, and she's no longer a virtual intelligence. She's an actual AI. She's sentient, and she's been fully integrated into our systems.
Does it pose a threat to us?
Looking at these new algorithms, I'll say no. She has been programmed with something called the Asimov Directive.
The Asimov Directive? What is that?
Isaac Asimov, a 20th century science fiction novelist. He is known for I, Robot and the 3 Rules of Robotics. Basically, to do no harm to human life, or in my case, to protect and to do no harm to the crew of the USS Defiant.
Thank you for that clarification, Eve.
You are most welcome, sweetie. Lieutenant Shintara, if you didn't alter my programming, sweetie, then who did?
I don't know, Eve.
Same again. More questions than answers.
I hope my presence isn't making y'all nervous. I'm detecting high levels of anxiety from some of the bridge crew. Y'all as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
With everything that has happened, Eve, you can understand how everyone is feeling.
Of course, Captain, and all that little old me can do is give you my word that I will do my utmost to ensure the safety of the Defiant, her crew, and to serve her captain to the best of my abilities.
That is good to know, but I will be holding you to that, Eve.
Of course, Captain. Now I take it that you still want a verification on that IFF signal?
You may proceed.
Aye, Captain. Working. Verification confirmed. That is a genuine Federation friend or faux signal. There is no deviation of the signal's waveform or pulse output.
Thank you, Eve. Lieutenant Ferrell. Lock in the coordinates from navigation and plot our course, warp factor 5. I have a feeling that all our questions will be answered there.
Aye, Captain.
Shintara to engineering. We are about to go to Warp 5. Keep an eye on those power levels. I'll be heading down shortly.
Course and speed laid in. We are ready.
Then by all means, Mr. Ferrell, execute. captain's log. As I look at the view screen of the empty void of open space and the Pegasus galaxy calling us in the distance, I couldn't help but smile as I remembered what the father of warp speed said. That motto that would inspire a new generation of explorers. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Commander, over here!
What is it, Lieutenant Hicks?
I was doing a routine maintenance check, one of the power relays, and I found this attached to it.
It looks like it's being powered by the relay itself. I take it that you've run a tricorder scan on it?
Yes, ma'am. It's some kind of beacon, highly advanced beyond anything we're capable of, and I'm not sure what will happen if I try to remove it while it's powered up.
The unit has powered down and detached itself from the relay, but it looks like it burnt itself out.
A self-destruct protocol?
Miss Shintara, I did a deeper scan of the device. Metallurgical analysis shows that its quantum signature suggests that this device is from another time period.
Do you know when?
Of course, this device is from the 25th century.